Welcome to the Franchise Woman podcast, where passion and purpose collide, profits are made, and relationships forged. I'm Rebecca Monet, CEO and Chief Scientist at Zoracle Profiles. I'm here with my co host, community advocate, speaker, author, and entrepreneur, Tracy Kawa. Tracy, we have a wonderful guest today, Felice Parker. Felice Parker is a U.S. military veteran, entrepreneur, and PostNet franchise owner in the Philly area. After more than 16 years running her own childcare business, she transitioned into franchising, or I should say, transitioned into PostNet, bringing with her a deep commitment to service, leadership, and community impact. Today, Felice leads her Postnut Center with a people first mindset shaped by her military background and years in caregiving and event planning. She's passionate about creating seamless customer experiences, supporting local businesses, and showing how that franchising can be a powerful path for women as well as veterans ready for that next chapter in their lives. So, Felice, thank you for joining us today. Really, really appreciate you.
Problem.
So, Felicia, I understand that you were in the Air Force. So, first of all, first and foremost, thank you for your service to our country. And just out of curiosity, what prompted you to join the military in the first place?
During my first year in college, a friend of mine had said she was in the reserves and she said they help pay for college. So initially, I went and talked to the recruiter in the Air National Guard and I joined then because they were going to help pay for college and get me started. So that's the reason why I joined.
Very practical.
Yes.
I love the practicality of all that. So, the military experience is a one of some strong systems and processes and, you know, disciplines and things of that
Yes.
nature. Do you think your service in the military lended itself to being a business owner?
Yes, most definitely, especially a franchise. I did 27 years in the military and I retired about, oh, it's been over 10 years that I've been retired. But during that time, they believe in systems, believe in processes, and you learn to follow those processes. And then when I decided to join a franchise, it was like, okay, same systems, different systems, but same idea. Follow those systems and things will work out well for you.
So the first franchise you got involved with was in the childcare space, correct? And
Correct.
it was an unusual one. Tell us a little bit of that whole attraction and how that system worked.
Yes, it was a kids park. It was called Kids Park, and it was an hourly child care center. We were open 7 days a week. We closed at 10 at night during the week and midnight on Friday and Saturday. So sometimes parents just need a break. Sometimes they want to go out to dinner. They want to go on a date. So that's why I love that concept.
I love that name, Kids Park. Just
Mhm.
park your kid here and go to dinner for an hour and come back and pick your kid up.
Yeah.
Yes. And we took care of
Uh,
the meals.
Nice. Wow. So, what do you think it was about the military and what it cultivated in you that lent itself to become an entrepreneur afterwards?
Mm, Definitely the structure, definitely the systems in place, definitely the rules, and everything is organized in a certain way that you need to follow. So
mhm.
the franchise is the same way. If you follow those rules, like, that they have in place, then that will lend yourself to growing. Also, the leadership that I've learned in the military helps me run my business because those leadership skills that I um,
Mm.
had received from the military crosses right over into franchising and running a franchise.
Yeah. I wish more people knew this, Felice, because veterans really do well in franchising and 27 years in the military, come on, that you understood systems, processes, you understood leadership, all of those things that you developed are directly applicable to business ownership, especially franchising, where those things are in place. You're not having to reinvent the wheel. Folks that are highly innovative, creative, and almost too entrepreneurial aren't always a good fit for franchise.
Nope. I've talked to a few. And
Have
I'm
you?
like, no, they're already wanting to change the process before they get started. I'm like, no, that's not what a franchise is.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
So, I recently, by the way, PostNet was named in Entrepreneur's Top Franchises for Veterans list. Does PostNet deliberately look for people just like you?
I think so. And they offer a discount for military,
They do.
a franchise fee discount. Yes.
That's a big deal.
Yes, it is.
A big deal.
Very helpful.
So all veterans listening to the Franchise Women podcast today, remember franchise and PostNet, they are a great avenue after the military, or maybe when you're in the reserves, it's possible to still run
And
the
I was
business.
active duty too, so.
Were you? And when you started the business?
Yes, I was still active
okay.
duty.
So there was time for both.
Yes.
Interesting.
Long hours, but it works.
Absolutely. So, Felice, I have kind of an off the wall question, if you don't mind. And that is, if you look back to your life in hindsight, do you have a theme that runs through it? Maybe it's a belief system, maybe it's a motto, maybe it's just something that continually comes up that that has led your life. Do you have anything like that? And if so, could you share it with us? Yes,
definitely being supportive. I think in childcare, you're supportive. In the military, you're supportive. I'm in a sorority, LBA, which is a military sorority, and we help women veterans. So just being supportive, even in PostNet, we have customers all the time, and we always go above and beyond. That's my theme of my store, because that's my theme of my life. Always be supportive of others and help others, especially those that can't help themselves.
Do you think that stepping into a franchise from the military allowed you to hit the ground running and helping others, that you didn't necessarily have to spend the time building a business as much as if you started it from scratch?
Most definitely, because everything was already set up. The marketing, the process, all of the things you need to do, and they let you know this, you need to do this, in this order, in that order, so it was very helpful to get me running. I didn't have to figure anything out.
Yeah.
They helped figure it out for me and told me the best way to do it.
It's interesting as I hear you sharing this, Felice. There clearly is this theme of support and service and compassion that you have. But the type of people you're serving changes, right? I mean, in the military, as you're serving your country, you're protecting us, right? With the children, it was supporting parents and caring for children. And now it's businesses that you're supporting. I guess my brain goes, how do you make those shifts? Where did you get this level of compassion and love for others and a desire to support them? Did you have parents that, showed you that? Did you come out of the womb being this person? Tell us a little bit more about how this part got evolved.
I have to say I must have came out the womb this way, because I've always wanted to help others. I always wanted to, especially those that couldn't help themselves. I always wanted to give them the support of what they needed. to help them grow. It has never been about me. It's always about helping others. It just makes me feel good.
So
I'm
tell
curious
us,
about, oh, sorry.
I'm sorry,
Were
Tracy.
you
I'm
going to ask her to
curious
tell
about
a
the child.
story? Were you going to
Yes.
ask her to tell? You know what? That was in my brain. So the first thing I was going to ask is, what are you most proud of? And I'm going to say both personally and professionally, because most of the time people are like, oh, I'm most proud of my kids, right? Right? Like
Mm-hmm.
creating my masterpieces. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give the caveat of both personally and professionally. And I was going to ask you to tell us a story around like that pride, that professional pride. Like, what's
Mm-hmm.
the story behind it?
I don't know. I just enjoy it. I've always wanted to help others. I can't think of a story right now, but it's just something I enjoy just doing for others, always being like I'm in a lot of different groups that help others with our women's group at church, with my sorority, with another group I'm in, and all of the groups have the same theme, helping others. So I don't know, I don't have a real story, but I just love helping
Well,
others.
where do you make the most impact? Where do you think you and your group make the biggest impact?
To those, really, to those that are in need. When
Yeah.
we do the turkey giveaway and we're standing out in the freezing cold giving out turkeys and all of the sides during Thanksgiving, or going to women's shelters, feeding them, just giving them support, giving them love, giving them godly wisdom, that everything is going to be all right.
Yeah.
Those things just makes me feel good.
It's really funny how that works, how God has wired us, that there is joy in just the giving, in the
Mm-hmm.
supporting and loving on one another, even if there's nothing reciprocal and it never comes back from that person or that organization.
Right.
Just the act of
Mm-hmm.
serving another person, we literally have a firing in the brain that gives us joy.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute.
That gives you joy, and you don't need, like you said, anything back in return. It's not
Hmm.
about that. You're not doing it because you want to thank you want anything. It's because it makes you feel good just from doing it.
It's like Christmas 365 days of the year.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, for sure. That's another lesson I think all of us need to learn, that sometimes we're always thinking build, scale, grow, kind of thing. But our real joy comes from serving, supporting, loving on others, giving to others.
Mm-hmm.
So my question around that is, how do you correlate those things? Because you are building a very successful business.
Mm-hmm.
Each day you're not thinking I'm building a business, right? I'm making more money.
Right.
You're thinking this business person has a challenge and I'm going to help. Is that how you're thinking?
Yes, definitely. You're always trying to help whatever their needs are. So it's not like, even though my business is growing because of how I support my customers, how I support other businesses, and it's word of mouth. They're like, "Oh, we come in here. You guys are so nice. You guys always take care of me. You always go over and above." That keeps me going. So it's not
Yeah.
about, I'm not looking at the financial end of it all the time. It's always, it's more, I get my joy out of just being here helping others. And my
What is
business just in turn grows from that.
what are some of the services that you provide through PostNet?
We do printing and shipping. So the biggest part in printing, we print business cards, signs, promotional items, brochures, all of that kind of stuff that you print that especially small businesses need. We do
Mm.
lawn signs. We do all kinds of print. So it's a lot going on here. And then we also do shipping. We do all of the different carriers, the post office, the FedEx, UPS, and then DHL for international. So we do it all. We're like the
Yes,
one-stop shop.
you really are.
We are.
You really are. So this desire to serve and the compassion and the joy you get out of it, do you think it's contagious? Meaning your employees, because it takes several employees to run your business,
Hmm.
do they catch that?
Yes, they catch it.
They,
They catch it, and everybody says it's about them too. Like, you guys are so nice. They say it about all of us because that's my theme, and they also taken on that because
yeah.
that's what we do.
So does that require training on your part, or is it just modeling it by being?
Modeling, and then they learn to model.
It's amazing. Do you see your employees as folks that you serve, that you
Yes.
give to also?
Yes, definitely. You have to give to them because they're here with you working. So you have to be supportive of them and give them what they need also.
Would that be in the way of coaching and mentoring them?
Coaching, mentoring, supporting whatever is going on in their personal. If they may have something going
Mhm.
on, you still have to be supportive of that.
What do you think most people who are in the field of customer service need to be coached on?
Being nice, just being nice.
Just be nice.
Just be nice.
Just be nice.
I have been to stores where people are just mean. Just be
Yeah.
Yeah.
nice to your customers. Hello, how are you doing? How's your day going? Not like mad at that they're working. You get some customers that, customer service people that shouldn't be in customer service, but you
Yeah.
have to be very supportive of your customers. Be
You know, it's
nice.
so true. I was in a restaurant this weekend and the order came out wrong. And the waitress said, "Well, this is my first day, and they're going to have to make this over if you send it back."
Oh no.
Okay.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Right. Talk about customer service.
Yes, be
Um,
nice. That's all. Be nice.
Be
just
nice.
be nice.
Go
You know,
over and above for your customers.
talking about restaurants, I'm not a pizza eater, but there is a pizza restaurant about 20 minutes from me that has the absolute best mozzarella balls, basically, where the
Oh,
sticks are ball. They're to die for. So I'll go in just for that. And it's only like maybe once every 3 months or 4 months. And there's one guy, he is the kindest, sweetest guy. And he always says to me, um, it's good to see you back. And I'm like,
Wow.
he probably says it to
hmm
every single person, right? But
Yeah.
just the thought that he knows me
hmm
just is a completely, and with your business, you're getting regular
Yes.
customers that are coming in.
Yes. And you
See you
get to know
again.
their names, what
Yeah.
they need, what they do. And they love it. Like, you'll say, "Oh, I know what you want," and they're like, "Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you." Just the little simple things, saying their name, saying thank you, saying, "How's your day?" Simple things that make people feel at home. Because when you walk in my store, I want you to feel at home. And
Mm.
we're going to do whatever you need to get
Yeah.
your project done.
Felice, you have said the word support. I'm going to go back and count it when we listen back to this. It's a big part of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Um, can I ask a personal question? Um, this desire to support others, whether it's parents or business people, what was support like for you as a child, someone going through university, military? Did you have the kind of support that you needed and wanted?
Yes, definitely. Big family. My mom was a single parent. So she was always there for me, always teaching me. And my whole family is very supportive. We are very close. I have two brothers, and all holidays, we always get together and we're all local. So that's nice, So all of my kids, which are all grown now, but have 6 kids and my husband, but we always like entertaining. So the family support is excellent in my household and with my family, my brothers and my mom and my dad.
Nice. Did you say you are 6 kids or you have 6 kids?
6 kids. Yes, I have 6 kids.
Nice. Oh my goodness. That keeps you busy.
And
Love
6
big families.
grandkids.
6 kids, being in the reserves. That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
yes.
serving, being 10 hours a month with the community.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you're busy. How do you
Yes,
find
very
time for it
busy.
all? How do you find time for it all?
My mom always says that. You're always doing something. You're always doing something. I just like doing. I
And
make the time.
You still have time for dates with your husband,
Oh,
right?
yes. And he does a lot of stuff with me. So
Nice.
we do stuff, stuff together in different groups too. So
he likes to serve also.
yes, he does.
So as a franchisee, as a business owner, what was kind of the biggest lesson you learned? Maybe you bumped your head and messed something up, or what was a lesson you learned as a business owner that you could share with us?
Something that I've learned as a business owner is, why is that a hard question right now?
Because there's so many things.
I'm still learning, Rebecca. I'm still learning.
Wow.
I don't know. What I've learned as a business person is I love learning, and PostNet is all about teaching you stuff because everything here, I didn't know anything about printing or shipping when I, joined PostNet. So I love learning, and I learn something new every day here at PostNet, and I love it.
That's amazing. See, and the really interesting thing is that like a veteran doesn't have to have knowledge of the exact product in order to step into a PostNet business.
Right.
That's fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They give you the training, and the support of the other owners is amazing. You can call anybody at any time. How do you do this? How do you print this? What kind of paper should I use? Or whatever you need, the support is always there with the different owners.
Incredible.
I love it. I love it. What a great organization.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when they're helping one another. Support.
Mm-hmm.
I have, again, another off-the-wall question.
Uh-oh.
Since you have such a generous heart, such a compassionate heart, a servant attitude, and you're involved in all of these things, some with your husband, some by yourself, when, if ever, do you set a boundary that says, okay, now it's me time? Do you sometimes overdo it, do you think?
Probably. I probably do, but I do have me time. We have me time. We like to, do vacations, and my daughter is a cheerleader in college, so we just came back from Florida. My goddaughter is, she's a gymnast, so we're going next week. I think we're going to see her in Nashville. So we do have our together time and me time.
Oh, that's great. Where's your favorite vacation spot?
I was just in Jamaica last year, so I like Jamaica on the
Nice.
blue sand, the sand and the blue water. I love it. Yes.
Jamaica's beautiful.
Any Caribbean island is good.
If you had a piece of advice that you would give the world, women in particular, women entrepreneurs, what piece of advice would you give?
Take your time, do your research, and ask lots of questions. ask lots of questions until you're comfortable with, the responses, and always be supportive to each other.
I think that's a big part of it that you have to share that, yeah, we need to ask the questions, we need to be curious, we need to, but it's almost like you have to find that support. Maybe we can call it a tribe where you can be
Mm-hmm.
supportive and they can be supportive. Um, I was sharing with you pre-recording that when I was younger as a baby boomer going into the corporate environment, women weren't that supportive of one another. We felt like we were
Nope.
competing with men and we were competing with
Mm-hmm.
others. What are your thoughts on that? Has that improved? Is there anything that we can do to improve that, to be more cognizant of supporting one another as women?
I think that more women need to take hold of each other and help support each other. I feel like there's a lot of people that don't want you to do better than them or don't want that person to do better than, but we can all do good together. And if you support one another, we can only go get higher and higher and better and better. So always support one another, especially women. We have to stick together and support each other, especially in business.
Yeah. What's the saying? There's a quote, something about that, where all boats rise when the water rises. So, as
Oh,
you,
Mm-hmm.
there's
the
some saying
rising,
about
It
that.
the
is.
rising tide lifts all ships.
Yeah,
Something
something
like that.
Yes.
like that. And that's kind of what it is. It's
Mm-hmm.
rising when you mentor one another, when you
Yep.
Yeah.
speak truth into one another, when you teach one another, when you're just a cheerleader for one another, that
Mm-hmm.
rises the tide, so all ships rise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That reminds me of something. A CEO of a company that I coach for, he said something really poignant. He said, "No one is allowed to fail alone." He said, "We can all fail together, but no one's allowed to fail alone."
Mm-hmm.
And it just stopped me in my tracks when he said that.
Yes.
Expand on that a little bit.
In other words, he didn't want anybody doing things by themselves necessarily and failing alone, like collaborate more.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He was talking to the managers, the junior and senior managers. He wants them to collaborate. He wants them to keep him informed. He wants them to ask for support because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, like to your point, like we all need to support each other, but a lot of people don't ask for support.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Amen. Yeah.
that's the question. What would you say to the
Right.
people who don't ask for support?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely be
I'm
willing to
guilty of that.
ask others for help. Always be ready to help. Ask others for help. And something else I was going to say. I'll think of it later.
It'll
Because
come
some,
back.
yeah, because some people think that they're bothering others when
Mm-hmm.
they ask for help.
Yep.
But it's almost like you're doing somebody a disservice to be able to do that good deed and pitch in,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep. And sometimes people might have a good idea. Don't take it as criticism all the time. Be open
Mhm.
to constructive criticism. A lot of times, like, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. Listen, sometimes we have to do a lot more listening.
Listening.
For
Listening.
sure.
That's good.
This kind of goes back to this theme in your life of supporting others and serving others. Because Tracy, I think you're right. Some of us are not good at asking for help. But what you're saying, Felice, is it makes you feel good to support others.
Yes.
So we're actually in many ways doing them a favor as they're doing us a favor. I have
Mm-hmm.
a friend that when I need advice, he's the guy I call.
Yeah.
And I remember one time it was a very humiliating situation I was in. Just way. And I called him, and the thing he said to me was, "Thank you for trusting me with this."
Yeah.
He said, "It tells me how important this relation, that you were able to come to me with this," and he was able to help me through that situation. So basically saying, Felice, I would think much of what you're saying, when we support one another, we get blessed and they get
Mm-hmm.
blessed.
Yes, they do too. Yep. It's like twofold.
It's amazing, isn't it? So talk about the future for us. What's ahead for you? Are we going to live in Tahiti and with your
Tahiti. Rebecca has us
husband
going
and the
to.
grandkids will come visit? I mean, what's the future like?
I don't know. Like I said, I just sold my other business, so it's been nice to have just one to deal with. So right now I'm focusing on really getting more involved with PostNet and making that grow some more. And I don't know what else the future lasts. I don't know where I want to retire at.
Do you think you
Somewhere
would ever
warm.
want
Yes,
somewhere
I'm with you,
warm?
girl.
Well, you're welcome to come back to Florida. I know you were
Okay.
just here
Yep.
recently.
And it was cold. They told me to go back home because I bought the cold, the chill.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. All right, perfect. So if somebody wanted to learn more about PostNet, what's the best way to learn more?
Call a PostNet owner. They can call me.
Mhm.
They can call me or email me and just to find out more about PostNet because I'm always willing to talk to someone and, give them the ins and outs. But then they can call the headquarters as well.
Yeah.
I
And the
think that's one of the best ways to learn is to actually talk to the franchisees. They
mm-hmm,
have
Yeah.
boots on the ground, so to speak, experience, and some, like yourself, are more than happy to share
mm-hmm,
your experience, good, bad, and ugly. And that's
mm-hmm.
exactly what you want to know. As you said, you pointed out earlier, do your research. Well, part
Yep.
of the research should be talking to
Yep. And
franchise.
that's part of the PostNet's process, every franchise process. Talk to the owners.
Yeah.
What is your email for our audience?
It's PA as in Pennsylvania 132 at postnet.com.
Nice.
I
Hmm.
love that. PA132 at PostNet.
Yes.
Love it. All right. Thank you so much for
Anytime.
allowing us to get to know you. And of course, now admiring you.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
It's funny because when Tracy and I do this, we always leave with a nugget that we can apply
Oh yeah.
ourselves. And for me, Felice, is this idea of the joy that comes from helping others and to
Mm-hmm.
always have that be the focus rather than money and growing and building and
Yeah.
conquering and overcoming.
Mm-hmm.
Also, as Tracy pointed out and you expounded on, is to ask for support, not just give it, but ask.
Mm-hmm.
And as you pointed out too, make sure you have boundaries in place where you're taking care of yourself
Yes. Self-care is important.
and your marriage and your family. These are utmost importance
Mhm.
to you, and it should be to all of us. So thank you
Yes.
Yeah.
so much for joining us today and
Thank
sharing
you for
your
having me.
wisdom.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You are fun. Tracy, I'm going to punt things over to you for any final words.
Yeah. So, Felice, I have to tell you, I love your dedication.
Thank
I
Mhm.
you.
love your dedication. I love the support that you give people. I think that you're just all heart.
Thank
I mean,
you.
obviously head, and smart. Um, but you're so dedicated to people. And I really applaud that because although I wish it was even more common, it's not as
I
common as we
know
would
it's
like
not.
it to
Mhm.
be. And the nugget that I'm taking away from you today is that I honestly didn't realize how, I don't want to say easy, but yes, how easy it is for somebody from the military who is really good at following systems and has had a successful career in the military, how that could really translate very well to a career in franchise. So thank
Hmm.
you for pointing that out. I know it's something that Rebecca's known for years, But sometimes like the things that are like so glaringly obvious, I need to be reminded of again. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. You're an absolute pleasure. I wish you 100 more podcasts in the future.
Thank you. I appreciate
I
it.
agree. You're a delight, an absolute delight. So thank you again, and thank you to our audience for listening in today. Make sure you share this podcast, comment on this podcast, like this podcast, and of course, subscribe to the Franchise Woman podcast, where passion and purpose collide, profits are made, and relationships forged. We'll see you next week.